than he is in a white neighborhood. And guess what? They are trained to treat you different. They're trained to do that. So that judge sitting up there judging you haven't been exposed to no black people except for criminal elements. And how else can he get exposed? Everything you see on TV is negative about black person. About his color, about what he do, his work habits. He's non-professional. You hide all the stuff. All the important things. Like all our heroes are hidden. All our mathematicians. All our academians. All of them are hidden. And they are brought to light with the white folks. And they come out and tell you all the bad things with the black folks. So the white people don't know nothing but he must be bad. And guess what? A lot of the black people think, well, he must be bad. Because you're too lazy to go do your own investigation. You believe old twisting mouth people like Kennedy, old racists who tell you stuff, and people who got money. Just because some people have money don't mean they right. Most of them are wrong anyway. And cheating people. You need to get up off your behind, young people. You got to get up and be willing to fight for what you want, which is our democracy. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. These people, when you sitting down doing nothing, and when your parents in my age was doing nothing, these people was plotting to do what they did on the 6th. Is take your freedom. And then once they get it, you think them dictators are going to let them go? They're going to be the first ones they execute. Because they execute the people who overthrow the government because they don't want them overthrowing them. But they're too stupid to know that. Now these people knew all them people was coming to the White House. All the Secret Service knew. All the FBI knew. All the local police knew. All the firemen. I'm talking about head of departments. All of them knew it. It's just that those people was white. But they knew they was domestic terror. They just sympathized with them. But they won't be sympathizing when they have their kids in chains, just like they do mine. Because that's what's going to happen. Dictators don't care nothing about nobody's color. Dictators only care about themselves. And if you don't do what they want you to do, they're going to murder your ass and don't care who you are. And all you senators up there who think that you're going to be in the in crowd. No, you're not. Your ass going to be the first ones they get rid of. Because you hoped them overthrow the government that they was trying to get rid of. So they're going to get rid of you first. And install all of their people up there. And every time one of them get out of line, they're going to disappear. You're stupid. Can't you see in all these dictator companies what happened to these people? But you're blinded by your racism. And black people, you blinded thinking, oh, it's going to be all right. Ain't nothing going to be all right until you make it all right. And I'm telling you this, you should not die for anybody's freedom anymore except for your own. These people have Hitler destroyed the world. We had to rebuild the world. And now they say they can't pay us for reparation. We rebuilt the city on the criminals who we fought had to fight to the death. Black people had to fight to the death. They was fighting the enemy and they was fighting these white folks here. And yet we sitting around believing somebody gonna give you something. How you believe somebody gonna give you some freedom when you go before a judge and he think like the people who want to take your freedom think? Don't believe it. Especially you black people, don't believe it. Don't believe nothing and stand your ground and fight. And I'm sick of you young men. Every time I look around, I see these young women out front. We fought like madmen to have this country free. All the way from 1776. When they screamed 1776, the British would have whooped our ass. They would have whooped our ass in the Civil War. They would have whooped our ass in World War I. They would have whooped our ass in World War II. Everybody participated. Japanese, Mexican, blacks, whites, Indians, everybody. This is everybody's country. And mostly the Native Americans. Anytime they do something to a Native American, they do it to you. And if you're too stupid to understand that, that's your problem. Because this is the land that they was born in. Yeah, they should share it with other people. They were wrong for not trying to share it. But they tried to share it and then the people wanted to take it off and murder and genocide with them. Didn't want to share, laying all over the place right now. They'd have murdered all them people and let the people who did that mass genocide off. You think they're going to do anything about them killing us? If they come in our neighborhoods and stuff and kill us and we don't defend ourselves or fight them before they get there? Why do you think America fight people on their land? They don't want them to get to our land. Because they know once they get a foothold, it's terrible. So why would we allow them, these traitors, these treacherous traitors and terrorists, I don't care what color they is, go and defile our White House like they did? Our capital. It's ridiculous. All the millions of Americans have died over the years. And you gonna sit down? I'm 77 years old. I'll still hit you over the head and shoot you. I didn't go in the Marine Corps and serve for nothing. For somebody to go and trample over the place like that and crap and piss on the floor? These animals? And we got these senators like old Kennedy here that's going along with that crap. He just as bad. Damn traitor. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing, is that they're not being called traitors. I think even being called an insurrectionist is letting people off the hook easy. And so now, how is it that they're not traitors? A violation of their...
They're traitors in a terrorist cell. And if they lie and say they can't find out who it is, the law is lying, and we don't have no law or no justice in this country.
So what are young people supposed to do?
Don't trust none of them and fight for your freedom. Do whatever is necessary. Don't let nobody take your ancestors' rights away that they done worked like slaves and died in wars. Don't let nobody take it. I don't care if it's your brother or sister, mama or daddy or whoever. Fight them with every breath you got. If you don't believe you do this, look at these graveyards. Go to these countries where you find hundreds of thousands of Americans laying out there dead, lay down their freedom for this country. And we're going to let these terrorists, these traitors do this? It's your fault. You try every means necessary, peaceful. If that don't work, you got to put them down. It's just that simple. You got to put them down. Just like we had to do Hitler and Mussolini and Tojo in Japan. Because they ain't going to stop. And they talking about Russia as a superpower, what Russia do. Ain't nobody afraid of Russia. If we have to fight them, let's fight them. But then when they come up with their aggression and shit, we'll be aggressive back on them. If they have to fire their missiles and stuff, God knows we don't want that. But if we have to, we'll put them down. A lot of us going to go down with them. But we can't allow them to do what they've been doing. Just like we can't allow these domestic terrorists because they're white. You watching black folks and brown folks and Japanese folks and Mediterranean people. And you ain't looking at your own self, your own neighbors. They've been doing this. Your own neighbors. And you've been sympathizing with them. Well, their mother was sick. Well, their father left home when they was young. I don't care what happened to them. They terrorists and they traitors. And too many people done died for our freedom to let them get away with it. What else?
Well, Paw Paw, I want to keep pulling on that thread, is that it takes a level of bravery, right? It takes a level of bravery to fight. Like, there's many people who are sympathizers with the people that stormed the Capitol and think that they're patriots and that they were brave because they feel that their freedom is being taken away, that their savior is being taken away. And so it comes down to, how do you know when you're doing the right thing, and how do you know when you're fighting for the right thing? Because once you start the fight, you have to be fully committed. And there's so many people, there's so many older folks who will say that, we shouldn't be fighting, and we shouldn't deal with them in that kind of way. But the only way that you can deal with violent people is with violence.
That's how we get where we are now. About saying we ain't gonna deal with them, we're gonna pacify them. That's the problem right now. And you say, they think they right and we think we're right. No, there's only one right. There's only one right. There's no confusion about it. That's the problem. They've confused people and young people. There's no confusion about the Constitution. It's written in stone. And when you raise your hand on the oath and swear an allegiance to this country, there are procedures for you to change it. If you try to change it any other way, it's treacherous and it's traitorous. That's what the Civil War was. They believed that you should be a slave. They was wrong. That's why those of us who know it's wrong have to stand up for what's right. Even if it cost us. We could have stayed over here and let Hitler dominate Europe. But where he going next? You think he gonna stay off the shores of Atlantic and the Pacific for our country? No. Once he got his foothold and got rid of England and them people, he was putting his boats in the water. And so was Japan. They were wrong for what they stood for. You're not supposed to try and dominate people. You're supposed to try and live with them. So there's no decision about they think they right. Them people know they was wrong. You say a majority win. Long as the majority of white people winning is fine. How is it that a white person or a black person can look at them and let them pick all black cities, they the one who cheated? Who's that ignorant? Nobody. That's what they want. What else?